Today we are going to see about linear momentum. Already in this lesson, sir has talked about the force and the inertia. Now next topic we are going to see about the linear momentum. Okay. Now what is my linear momentum? The linear momentum is nothing but the product of the mass and velocity of a given body that gives the magnitude of the object. Okay, magnitude of the object, or otherwise you can say magnitude of the linear momentum. So, linear momentum. Next topic of inertia. So what is meant by linear momentum? First of all, you have to know the definition of the linear momentum. Here, the product of mass and velocity of a body gives the magnitude of the linear momentum. It acts in the direction of the velocity of the object. Okay. So here, momentum, that is T equal to m into v, that we can say that is linear momentum that is equal to mass into velocity. Mass into velocity. So that only we are telling that the product of the mass, that is nothing but the multiplication, that we can say product means multiplication. Here the product of mass and velocity of a body that gives the magnitude of the linear momentum. Okay. So what is that? Here magnitude. The magnitude is nothing but the numbers, you can say countable or uncountable, that we can say numbers. Okay. Here suppose an object that has a mass m, every object that has some amount of mass, whether it is moving with some velocity, here this we can say velocity. Every object always it will be remains constant. Every object always it remains constant. When it will move means when we apply an external force to the object can move from one place to another place. Okay, so that object that has mass, that is moving in a straight line with some velocity. So that only the product of mass and velocity of a body that gives the magnitude of the linear momentum. It acts in the direction of the velocity of the object. Okay, when you apply an external force on the object, it is nothing but external force. When we apply an external force to the object can move in a straight line. So that is the direction of the velocity. So that is the direction of velocity of the object, because the object can move from one place to another place. For example, in a playground, a boy or the players are kicking a football. In what direction the player is kicking the football, the ball can move in a straight line. Okay, from one place to another place. So that we can say that is a linear. Linear means that is nothing but rectilinear, in a straight line. Okay, so the object can move in a straight line with some velocity. So that only the object that has mass m moving with some velocity. So linear momentum is equal to mass into velocity. Okay, so what is the definition? The product of mass and velocity of a body that gives the magnitude of the linear momentum. So every object, what is that? That has mass. That is mass means, for example, if it is 50 kg of mass moving with some amount of force. Suppose if we apply 50 Newton of force, the object can move in a uniform motion or in a straight line. So the object can move from one place to another place. So the linear momentum, that is equal to mass into velocity. Now the linear momentum is a vector quantity. Okay, linear momentum is a vector quantity. Okay, linear momentum is a vector quantity. We can denote it by the notation. So here P vector equal to mass into v vector. So that is the p equal to, because it is a vector, because it has magnitude and direction. In the definition itself, it has a magnitude and the object which is moving in a direction. Okay, it has magnitude and the direction. So the linear momentum is a vector quantity. Okay, now the SI unit of linear momentum. So how can we find that the linear momentum is the SI unit means? So what is the unit of mass here? The unit of mass is, you know that it is already studied, kg, kilogram. Then velocity. So the unit of velocity is nothing but ms power minus 1. So the linear momentum, the SI unit of linear momentum is nothing but kg ms power minus 1 in SI unit. In SI unit. Suppose if we see in a CGS system, that is converted into, that kilogram is converted into, it is in SI unit. In CGS system, gram, centimeter, second inverse. It is in CGS system. Okay. So this is about the linear momentum. So what is that linear momentum? The product of mass and velocity of a body gives the magnitude of the linear momentum. It acts in the direction of the velocity of the object. So what is it? The object can, when we apply an action force to the object that has some amount of mass that is moving with, when we apply an external force, the object is moving in a straight line, some velocity. So that is nothing but the linear momentum is equal to mass into velocity. Suppose if you have a small mass, it is 1 kg of some ball or anything. So when we apply a large amount of force, okay, it has small amount of mass that has high velocity. It increases its velocity. Okay, in linear momentum, if the mass is less, the velocity will be very high. Suppose the mass is very high. Suppose for example, if you take anything like this car or anything, okay, so it has large amount of mass. So it is a car or van, anything you can say. So it has a large amount of mass. When you apply a force on that, external force on that, it has velocity is very low. Okay, it has low velocity. If it has less amount of mass, the velocity will be very high. If it has large amount of mass, the velocity will be very low. Okay, so that only the definition, it says the concept that the product of mass and velocity of a body gives the magnitude of the linear momentum. It acts in the velocity of the object. So linear momentum equal to what is it? Mass into velocity. So linear momentum is a vector quantity. Then that equation, that is P equal to mv. This you can denote it as P vector equal to mv vector. Its SI unit is kg ms power minus 1, and in CGS system, that is gram centimeter second inverse in CGS system. Okay, this is about the linear momentum. Okay, students, last class we saw that about the linear momentum. After that, next topic, that is nothing but Newton's first law of motion. You know about Newton and the history of Newton. Okay, then or otherwise you can say the story of Newton. Already you have studied in lower classes. Okay, now we can see about the Newton's first law of motion. So that Newton's first law of motion, this law states that every body continues in its state of rest or of uniform motion along a straight line unless it is compelled by an external force. Unless it is compelled by an external force. So this is the definition of the Newton force. Newton's first law of motion. Okay. Now, so what is the explanation of this? Here, suppose whatever it may be, every object, the object may be anything. Okay. So like this, the object. So the object has always mass m. Okay, it has mass m. So if it is a small object or bigger one, anything, even like a small piece of chocolate, it has some amount of mass. A small tiny particles also, it has a mass. So the same way here, the mass, it has a mass m. Without applying an external force, the object always it remains constant. Or otherwise, you can say it is at rest. It doesn't move from one place to another place. When we apply an external force only, the object can move from one place to another place. Okay. So that only, whatever it may be, here every body continues to be in its state of rest. Okay. The object always it will be at rest. Then, on of uniform motion along a straight line unless it is compelled by an external force. Here, when we apply an external force, some amount of force, suppose if we apply a small amount of force, for example, 50 Newton of mass force, the object, whether the object is bigger one, it doesn't move. Okay, the same way, if you apply 150 Newton large amount of force, you are applying the external force, increasing the force. Okay, the external force which is we are increasing. The object can move in a straight line. So in one direction we are applying the force, the object can move in a same direction. Okay, the object can move in a same direction. It doesn't change its direction. Okay, the object can move from one place to another place, some external force from position, change of its position, or we can say displacement. Okay, so every object which is at rest without applying external force, it remains constant. When you apply an external force or external agencies to the object, then only the object can move from one place to another place. Then you can say that is change of its position in a uniform motion. So it is moving in some velocity v. It is moving in some velocity. While you are applying a force on the object can move with some velocity. Its change of its position we can say. Okay. So we can say uniform motion along the straight line unless it is compelled by an external force. Otherwise the object cannot move from one place to another place. This Newton's first law, or otherwise it is called as force. The Newton's first law, or otherwise called as the definition of force, or it is also called as inertia. Okay, so what is that force and inertia? So you know that we already studied in Lloyd class about the force. Next we can see about the definition of force and the explanation about the force. Okay, so this is about the Newton's first law of force. Okay, here it is compelled by an external force, or otherwise you can say unbalanced external force. Okay, external force, or otherwise you can call it as unbalanced external force. So what is that unbalanced? What is my balanced force and unbalanced force? There are types of force. Okay, so balanced force and unbalanced force. So what is that unbalanced force? So here, I think we have seen many games like tug of war. Okay, the tug of war that says about the force. It related to Newton's first law of motion. Here, that unbalanced external force, unbalanced force we can say. So what is that unbalanced force? So unbalanced force. So when you take a rope, so here the same way see the game you know that the tug of war. Here both the sides the persons are pulling the rope in an opposite direction. When the magnitude will be the same on both sides or in opposite sides, that we can see it remains constant or it will be balanced. When it will be balanced, when both the sides the magnitude or otherwise the force or the magnitude will be the same, it will be balanced. Suppose if we increase the force or the magnitude of the one side and opposite side, that we can say here the velocity or the force will be increased or otherwise the magnitude will be very high. Here we are increasing the magnitude. Okay. So here it has high magnitude or high force. Here it has somehow low magnitude. Or otherwise you can say low force. So here comparing to both sides, it has the higher velocity or higher magnitude. In this side it has the lower magnitude. So the velocity here, what is that? It will be pushed like in this side. So what will happen before in this tug of war? These four persons has the more magnitude. So they are the winners. Their side will be greater force. Which is, you can say greater force or higher force. They are the winners. So due to this, when it is greater force one side and lower force on the other side, this will be, we can say, unbalanced force. Unbalanced force. For example, here there is a 4 person. It is a 250 Newton of force. Here that is 170 Newton of force. So comparing to this, it has the higher force, it has the higher magnitude, it has the lower magnitude. So that is the unbalanced force, we can say. So here, this we are using this Newton's first law. This law states that everybody continues to be in a state of rest or of uniform motion along a straight line unless it is compelled by an unbalanced external force. Okay, so due to this reason, we are know the definition of Newton's first law of motion. This is the definition, or this is otherwise called as, I told you, what is the definition of force or inertia. Okay, so this is the definition of Newton's first law of motion, or same as the definition of force and the inertia. So this is the Newton's first law of motion. Okay, so what is the concept? So every object always it remains constant. Every object that remains always it remains constant. So for example, non-living things and other things, it doesn't move from one place to another place. When it will move from one place to another place, means we have to apply some external force on the object. Then only the object can move from one place to another place. While it is moving, in what direction we are applying the force, the same direction the object is moving from one place to another place. That's so Newton is explained about the Newton's first law of motion. Everybody continues to be in a state of rest or of uniform motion along the straight line unless it is compelled by an external unbalanced external force. Okay.